The last two that I've done, I mean, the second one's not out yet, but um, I think we've stepped up our game so much on a technical level since Children of Sen. So there's a few technical things about that film where I'm like, maybe I should have held off and made that film now.
Yeah,
Maybe I should have done something else and kind of built it up a bit. But in terms of the experience, it was a joy. I can't think of changing anything, and I'm so glad that it's been probably the film of mine that's probably had the longest shelf life so far, in the sense that, it came out in the first few months, like no one really saw it, and then all of a sudden it took off, and then like
yeah,
every so often someone's like, "Oh my God, I saw that and I loved it." And my other films don't seem to have that kind of thing. So
yeah.
it's a very special film. So I don't know if I could change anything, because then it might not be a film that people like as much. But I think the technical stuff, I think it could have been stronger in
Hmm.
terms of the lighting and the sound and all these sort of little low budget, I'm gonna call them quirks.
Yeah,
I don't know. So
that's a good way of putting it.
yeah.
Because like, yeah, that's great that you have like it's cool to see like a film like that have legs. Because I think that is better than a film that kind of comes with a lot of hype and a lot of buzz, but then fades away. You
Yes.
don't people don't talk about it much. But
Right.
this, it's like it keeps. Like I see it too. I see it pop on my friend's feed on Letterbox every
Oh,
often. So
fantastic. Oh,
yeah, I see
I
people
love to
watching
hear
it.
that. I
Yeah,
love that. I love that it's slowly gathering more and more steam. It seems like each year, I guess. It's been 5 years since we made that now, so it's kind of cool to see it kind
yeah,
of have its own life. That's the coolest part of this whole business, is just seeing what's going to stick and what's not, and what you can learn from, and
yeah.
it's so cool. You never know where it's going to end up.
Yeah, exactly. So Joanne's also in When a Trash Man Knocks, and then she's also in Until You're Alone. I
Yep.
saw that on
Yep.
Letterbox. Is that
Absolutely.
something new?
Yes, yes, we actually just picture locked it last night. So we have the
Okay.
full music score. It's been shot, it's been cut together, it's been mixed, and now it's just we're just waiting for the premiere, and then maybe some festivals would be cool. And so there's not a really set release date yet, but it's all done now. So it's pretty exciting.
Like what genre is it? Was it crime thriller? Is that what I saw?
It's a giallo, actually. It's
Okay.
it's a very sort of stylized, I would say it's kind of like Crimes of Passion meets Dress to Kill, Body
Okay.
Double. It's that sort of De Palma, Argento, deep red kind of thing. And it's oh my God. I've never had more fun in my life on a set than
Yeah.
this one. Everyone was just having such a great time. The script is really fun. It's actually a very funny movie too.
Okay.
So it's a mix of suspense and horror and murder mystery comedy. Kind of like a buddy movie in a weird way, like a little buddy
Hmm.
comedy about these two people that are very different from one another. And at first they're kind of, butting heads a bit. One's kind of stuffy and the other's very sort of free spirited, and they have to solve a murder. And it's
Ooh.
it's a lot of fun.
That sounds like right up my alley. I love
Oh,
giallo.
good,
So
good. Oh, you're gonna love it. I hope. Well, I hope you will. But it's so much fun. I can't wait. I can't wait for everyone to see it.
so like what led to you writing it?
Well, I've always loved giallo films. I love the style. I love that they're sort of dreamy and weird, and you never can really get a handle on, like, is this reality? Is this someone's dream? It's just a very strange, bizarre kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
And I love stories that are kind of murder mysteries that aren't really sort of the traditional detective story, where the lead characters have to kind of take over the reins and sort of do the work of the detective, because the police are just kind of incompetent, or like, we have a caseload a mile high, do it yourself.
Right.
I love that because it makes them very active characters. So
Yeah.
I love that part of it. And yeah, just the style and the sort of eroticism and the sort of odd operatic violence. It's just kind of like, is this beautiful? Is it terrifying? What is this? Like you don't really know how to feel. And
Yeah.
it's just a really unique kind of a genre. And I've been wanting to do one since I was probably a teenage age, or I think when I attempted to make one way back when, and it didn't completely turn out the way that I'd hoped, but I always
Yeah.
thought, well, maybe one day I'll give it another shot. And this just sort of lined up. I had been talking to my producing partners, Cami and Derek, after Trash Man. And they're like, so what are you going to work on next? I was like, well, I've got this idea and I've got this one too, and this one. And I mentioned this particular one and they went, oh, that sounds good. We should do that. And I was like, all right, good. You've decided for me.
Nice.
That's half the battle is just
Yeah.
trying to decide what do I want to do next. And so there it was.
Yeah. So what are some of your favorite films in that genre?
Oh God, we're gonna be here all night. Deep Red, of course, it's a classic. The Bird with the Crystal
Yeah.
Plumage and Blood and Black Lace and oh my gosh, I'm gonna blank. Tenebrae. Um, we could go into American ones like Alice Sweet Alice or The Eyes of Laura Mars, Dressed to Kill, Body Double, stuff like that. I find them fascinating.
Yeah.
And Night School. Night School's a
Okay.
good
I
one.
haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's classified as more of a slasher because it was like 81 where it was the big slasher boom. But if you
Yeah.
watch it, it feels kind of Italian-ish. It doesn't feel like it's a American film. It's got a lot of that style.
Does like filming this kind of film, is that like feel different like in terms of like technically like setting up shots, kind of the shot list, that kind of thing?
I did put a lot more thought into it this time. Not that I always just slack off completely or something, but this one I was like, okay, we're doing a giallo here. It has to look good. And this movie looks the best of any film I've ever been associated with. It's just every shot I was like, I can't believe we just did that. It's so pretty, you know? And
Awesome. I love it.
and so yeah, I guess we put a lot more thought in just in terms of how things were composed and lit and
Yeah.
all that stuff and it's really paid off a lot.
Oh, I'm so excited. You have like my giallo heart is like, I can't wait.
Oh, fantastic. I love that.
So so I want to like shift out a little bit, talk about queer horror.
Hmm.
Um because we're doing this for Pride Month. So I'm like curious, like what queer horror film did you see that and that made you go, "Oh, that's me."
Oh God. Trying to think if there was a specific one. I mean, growing up, I was so sheltered from that stuff. I mean, we didn't even have HBO because my parents were like, they play porn on there at night, which they
Yeah.
really, it wasn't really porn, let's get real.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and so I didn't really have a lot. Like, I think the first thing I remember seeing that was queer was like Queer as Folk or Will and Grace, and those were things I kind of had to sneak.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my introduction into that world. Um, I mean, I don't know if you could even classify it as queer horror. I guess it is, but like something like Cruising was maybe the first time I saw
Okay.
sort of queer characters in a kind of a horror thriller world. Especially when it was the majority of the characters were.
Yeah.
Um, Even though I mean I think that has some problematic elements now, but what doesn't? Um,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to think. I mean, like that. I guess Dress to Kill, another problematic one. Um, I'm trying to think if there was any other. I think the first one that I saw that was like full on queer horror was I think Hellbent. That was the
Okay.
one. It was a slasher film from I think the early 2000s, and it was
Yeah.
predominantly gay men, and they were getting killed one by one. And I was like, well, I've never seen that before, and it was kind of cool. I was like, this is
Yeah.
neat. So that
Yeah.
was probably like the first like legitimately queer one that I saw.
Okay. That's definitely a fun one.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Now as you've kind of like starting there and like kind of explored queer horror since then, do you have favorites that you frequently go back to?
Um, I'm trying to think. all my favorites. There are certain films that I think inspire everything that I've done to one extent or another. I'm always going back to Carrie. I don't really know if that's not really queer horror, although queer people seem to love it, of course, for very
Yeah,
good reasons. I think we can all
yeah.
kind of relate to that. Um, I don't think there's any sort of queer horror that I mean, because there's so much horror that is queer. It might not be overtly queer, but there's like queer people in the background. Like Don Mancini did all the Chucky movies, so I'm gonna say those are queer, because
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
he's
for
the one
sure.
that wrote them, and especially something like Seed of Chucky. My God, it's like one of the
Yeah.
queerest. It's so queer. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. And the TV show and stuff, which is something as I was watching that a few years back, I just thought, my God, I wish I had that when I was
Mm.
10 years old,
Yeah.
because it was just this young queer kid, and he's the lead and he's taking over, and it was just great. Oh, I guess A Nightmare on Elm Street too, right? That kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
counts. Yeah.
Yeah. Even
Although
though
just,
like even though behind the scenes was like messy, but
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's some people that are still trying to say, "Oh, it's not really, it's not the gay one." And it's like,
right.
I think there was some thought put into that. Yeah. I think
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen the documentary
Oh,
that Mark's cut.
Scream Queen, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen
Fantastic.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's wonderful.
Even in there they were like talking downplaying the queerness of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't like it blows my mind. It's
It's
wild.
unbelievable. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's so blatantly obvious. I
Yeah.
remember watching it with some friends in college who had never seen it, and they were like, "Is this supposed to be gay?" I'm like, I don't know if it's supposed to be, but it is. It's
Yeah.
very, very gay. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of like off of that, there's like a very vocal part of the queer horror community that are against like queer villains. I'm
uh,
kind of curious, like we talk about, like Dress to Kill, for instance. Like what is your opinion on queer villains?
I know where they're coming from because I think we still have a ways to go in terms of representation and stuff. And I think when certain people see these movies, they go, okay, well, because you depicted queer people this way, this must be how they are,
Right.
because like with like, a typical straight white guy, we have so many different versions of that person on screen.
Mhm.
So if someone sees one of them behaving like, say, a Patrick Bateman, they're not going to be like, oh, well, that's all white men, because we know that's not the truth. Um, but I think because we still have such a small degree of representation, there's this need to try to make every queer character like a role model, which I find really horrific because
Yeah.
I've never met anyone in real life who deserves to be a role model because everyone's complicated and messy. And that's actually what I'm trying to do with this new movie, Until You're Alone, is the characters, the majority of them are queer, but they're all a little messy, and I'm kind of scared how people are going to react. They don't always do or say the right thing, but they're all
Okay.
very
Yeah.
different. They all kind of represent different parts of the community. So hopefully there will be a discussion and a dialogue, and not just, tirades on Twitter or X or whatever it's called now, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you depicted this character that said or did something terrible, and that means you're a terrible person and you should throw yourself off a balcony.
Yeah.
That's not very productive for anyone. So,
Now.
um, but yeah, I mean, I think we've all met queer people in real life who are a little not on the up and up,
Yeah.
So it's just like any demographic. There's going to be some that are good and some that are bad and some that are in between. I like to think we're all kind of somewhere in that gray area. We've done good things, bad things, and
Yeah.
so I think it's kind of it's tough as a person who's a creator to be told like what you can do and not do with your characters, and it sort of limits one's imagination.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we need more queer horror that confronts things,
Yeah.
you know? It actually reminds me of, like, hearing you talk reminds me of Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker
Oh, one of my
um,
favorites. So
coming
good.
out. That one's grown on me. The first watch, it's hard to get through all the F slurs,
Oh my God, yeah, it's
I didn't
rough.
yeah, but like thinking about that, like when it came out, like during the epidemic, and like thinking about like that film confronting those things,
Mhm.
it's like, wow, we need more of that, you know?
Absolutely. And I mean, when that hit on Shudder a few years ago, I think I saw some people that were like, I don't know how to feel about this, because
Yeah,
looking at it in 2023 or 24 or now, it feels a little different. But then there were a lot of people that were like, no, that character, that horrible detective is supposed to be a piece of shit, you know?
yeah,
Like you're supposed to not like him, and it's interesting to see the coach is this actually very progressive character who's like this gay dude who has a partner, and
yeah,
he's actually one of the heroes of the movie, which in the early 80s unheard of. So
right. Yeah,
there's this little progressive part of it. I think sometimes people want to just throw the baby out with the bath water and say, well, there's this one problematic element we got to, just throw it all out. But when you think about that time, I mean, that was
yeah,
very progressive, and it never really found an audience back then that much until recently, which is just warming my heart. I'm so
yeah.
glad whenever I see anyone post about that movie, I'm like, oh, so they've discovered the joys of Susan Terrell and
Yes.
her bonkers performance. It's so
Oh my
great.
gosh. And that
Ah,
performance, like
oh, it's so good. Genius.
it's like the benchmark for me. Like when I'm thinking of like Mad Women, like
Yes.
it's like her and then I forget the actor's name. She played woman in The People Under the Stairs.
Oh, Wendy Roby.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
those two for me are
Brilliant.
like those are
Oh,
like the benchmarks.
oh, she was so good. And the image of her in that I always remember is at the end where like her hair is all, messed up and the lipstick's smeared and she turns around in the kitchen with that knife and just is like
Yeah,
screaming. I was like, oh, I saw that when I was a kid and it just traumatized me. I just thought she was so terrifying.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
such a
absolutely. I love
great
it.
performance.
Yeah. Now, kind of off of like queer villains, what is your opinion about the end of Sleepaway Camp?
Oh, well, that's a problematic one too, I guess. Um, the way I always felt about that was she wasn't really a trans character because she was forced into it by her aunt,
Yeah,
right? So is she really trans? I mean, I feel like she didn't want to do it. I feel like if you're trans, you actually want to do that, right? Like
right.
you don't feel like you were born in the right body and you have to make the changes. She didn't want to do that. So it's really maybe it's more of a story about child abuse,
It's
this
true.
crazy
Good
aunt.
point.
Although what a great performance.
Yeah,
Desiree Gould just
yeah,
she is in that for I think 3 minutes altogether and steals the entire movie. Like that,
yeah,
what a performance. Um I still wish we had had like a prequel or something about her and just like what happened to her in her
right.
life to get her to that point because she is just cuckoo and
Yeah.
oh it's great. Oh yeah, so
I always have
that's
the image of her
complicated.
going like that image of
Oh
her.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, what is it that she says like
I can't.
oh that wouldn't do at all or something
Yeah,
like that. She's
something
always
like
doing
that.
that. It's so
Yeah.
but oh, that was one I guess that I saw when I was young too. I forgot that was kind of queer because of the two dads. I
Oh
remember there was
yeah.
that scene with them in the bed and the kids are watching. And I was like, what is this? Feels weird. Like this was I didn't know how to feel. In fact, I think I remember feeling kind of disturbed at first. I was like, two men in bed. I've never seen that before. And then I was
Yeah.
like, am I disturbed or like what am I? Like and then I started thinking and I was like, oh. Uh-oh. This is
Yeah.
what's happening. It was
That film
weird.
is actually I'm surprised there hasn't been like a remake of it yet,
They've
to be
talked
honest.
about it. They were
Have
talking.
they?
I think it was because Felissa Rose posted something about how she had met with Keenan Thompson from SNL, who was
Okay.
writing the script or something, or maybe he was a producer. It was a strange person to put with that. I would have never thought of
Yeah.
him as a Sleepaway Camp fan or someone who'd want to remake it. Um, but I don't, that's been maybe a year now. I have a
Okay.
feeling that they just don't know how to crack it in today's,
Right.
political landscape. I don't know how you'd have to. do something. You couldn't do the same thing. I don't, there's
Right.
no way they would get crucified, and for good reason. I think it's a
Yeah.
different time now. We need to update the story.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, for
so
sure.
without that twist, I mean, you're gonna have to try to find something that's gonna top that. And
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna be tough.
It would be interesting to like, we're talking about maybe Angela's like not trans, but
Hmm.
maybe in this version she is, but like do something different where you could switch, make some kind of twist that kind of plays off of that she is trans. Maybe there's something there that they could like toy with.
Maybe so. Yeah. I mean, I wish them the best of luck. I hope they find something that's worthwhile that's going to justify it coming back. I think with remakes and reboots and sequels and stuff, if you don't have a reason to come back, why bother? I mean, I know you want to make some money, but like
Yeah.
that's not reason enough to do it. I think we've all seen franchises come back and you go, really? Like, was there a need to bring this character back when you're not going to give them anything to do, or if they're just going to do the same thing over and over again? It's like when they
Yeah.
bring all the main characters back in Scream, and it's like, okay, so they're going to come back. They're not going to die because they can't kill them off. There's probably something in their contract that says, I'm not ever going to die. So where's the suspense? You're going to
Yeah.
bring them back, and you're like, I'm pretty sure how this is going to end. So at a certain point, it's just, and then of course now they can reboot things completely, like with the Halloweens. They can say, well, only the first one existed, the rest never happened. We're just going to start from scratch. So it's
Right.
like you can't get too invested because they could just throw it all out tomorrow and say we're starting from scratch again. So
Right.
anything can happen.
Yeah. That's why I liked Scream 5 is kind of ballsy with killing off
Hmm.
Dewey.
Yeah, yeah,
I thought that was like, I also thought, oh, finally,
hmm,
like I love
right.
Dewey, but it was like, if you're
It
not
was
going to have like the
time.
main three, no one ever dies. It's like,
Yeah,
there is no suspense. There's no,
exactly.
yeah,
You have to up the stakes. Like what I loved in Scream 2 was, they were like, okay, Randy is the favorite. Too bad. He's
yeah,
gone. And that makes you on edge for the rest of the film. You're like, anybody can die now. And I love
right.
that feeling. That's what I want to feel in a horror film. Anyone can die at any moment. I love that
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, in terms of queer filmmakers, what are some other current people that you really dig their work?
Oh gosh. I'm always so scared I'm gonna leave someone off. Um, oh, Jane. What's her name? Jane. Uh,
Um,
oh, I
Saw the
saw
TV
the
Glow.
TV glow. Oh, Jane. I'm so sorry. What's your name? What's your
I,
last
I
name, Jane?
can't. I'm not
Sh
sure how to pronounce it, honestly. Actually,
Schoenbaum? Is it Schoenbaum?
yes.
Something with an. I feel like a terrible person because
No, I am
I
too.
really I love that movie. That was really
Yeah,
beautiful, and that was one. It took me two times to watch it. To really absorb it. And I've noticed recently that the films that I tend to really respond to the most are the ones I need to watch twice. And
yeah,
because there's always something calling me back. And so I'm very excited for her next film. Um and oh God, I saw a great film called Saint Drogo.
oh
Um
yes,
uh
Monster Makeup.
monster makeup guys. They're fantastic. And I
Yeah,
also like their movie Death Drop, gorgeous. That was great too.
yes,
But I thought Saint Drogo, they just that was it reeked of atmosphere and dread,
yes,
and I just thought, oh, more of that, please. I love
yes,
that. Troy Escamilla, I love his work. He's got one coming out soon called Hollow Lake. And
yeah,
Roger Connors, he is in Until You're Alone, and he had just completed a film called Meat, which I was fortunate enough to see, and it was great. It was wonderful. It was really
okay,
fantastic, and I think that's making the festival rounds now. Um,
okay.
so
I've heard
it's
of
really
things
cool.
about it, but I'm really excited to check it out.
It's great fun. And so
Awesome.
that was really cool. I think it was really the first time I worked with like another queer film maker. I mean, he's an actor in this movie. But it was just so cool to like collaborate with someone else that's kind of in the same circles and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. He's so talented. It's just wonderful.
I'm so excited for Hollow Lake. Like
Yes, it looks great.
it keeps popping up on my Instagram feed and I'm like, ah, I want to see this.
I do too. I really really want to see it. I think that's making the festival rounds right now too. So
Yeah.
you've got Meat, you've got Hollow Lake. It's a pretty good year for it on the old festival circuit. I like
Yeah,
it.
it really is. Yeah, Jane's next movie, Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma. Like the
Yeah.
title alone already has me like, okay, you've sold me on this.
I love it. I
Um,
mean, Gillian Anderson, I adore her. She's just so great. So
yeah,
I'm very curious to see where it goes. And I find her work to be very interesting and very different. And it's not something that you see every day, which I love.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, just to kind of wrap up here, like you mentioned, we've talked about your new film, Until You're Alone. Like, what else do you have in the works? Are you writing anything else?
I've got a lot of ideas. I always have a lot of ideas, but it's about trying to figure out which one I want to do next. And so there's a couple right now that I'm circling, and I don't know. There's one that's kind of in the Children of Sin universe. It would be
Okay,
maybe kind of a prequel of sorts, and also kind of a sequel. There's also a sequel, maybe. I don't know. Um, because people seem to like that one, so I might want to come back to that at some point. But the problem is, we're not getting any younger. So it's been 5 years since we did the last one. So to
yeah,
do a prequel is going to be pretty brave for all of us, I think. A lot of Vaseline on the lens, I guess.
yes,
And so I don't know. If I want to do that, I've got to act quick. And then there's some others that are looking really enticing, and I don't know. Right now, I think I want to take a nice long break because I've been working on Until You're Alone. I started writing it 2 years ago, I think.
okay.
And since we just wrapped it, I might just want to breathe for a second. If I
Yeah, I can
can,
imagine.
I
Yeah,
can usually maybe make it for like a week or two, and then I'm like, all right, what do I want to do next? It's a problem. It is a
yeah.
problem. So
So like what are some of the queer horror like especially over like the past year and a half? Are there like comfort films that you've like gone to like
Ooh.
kind of ground yourself?
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of a comfort film.
And it doesn't have to be queer, it can just be
Oh, oh gosh. I'm trying to think. There's a lot that I've gone back to. Uh what's All of Us Strangers? Um it's what's that director's name? It's not a horror. Well, it's kind of a horror film. It's kind of a ghost story. Um of sorts. And it's also like a relationship drama and stuff. And that I've come back to that film a lot. It really
okay.
just it
Yeah.
destroyed me in the best way. Um, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. There's a film I saw a few months ago called Griffin in Summer about a
Okay.
young gay kid he's trying really hard to put on a play that he wrote, and he's really frustrated that all of his friends that he's roped into doing this are not taking it seriously. And it was very personal for me. I remembered being that kid, being like, why don't y'all want to do this? This is so much fun. And they'd be like, well, we also have like band practice and vacations with our families. Like making movies or plays is not like our number one thing like it is for you. And it was so hard to understand that when you're a kid, So
Yeah.
that really just captivated me. I thought it was so funny and moving. I think that one's on Hulu, I think. And I just saw one called Twinless that has a queer character. Um, Dylan O'Brien is in that one, and
Oh,
he plays twins, and one of them is gay and the other is straight. And I can't give anything away because it is such a fantastic little bittersweet dark comedy drama. It's very hard to classify, which I love. I love movies that you can't really put your finger on. You're like, what is
yeah.
this from minute to minute? You never know what you're gonna get.